Yo, what's going on, people? Y'all see the title of the video? I'm sitting here on the beach and I'm reflecting about my years in life after high school. So, yeah, let's get straight into it, man. High school for me wasn't a great experience. It's not something I would tell my children about. I know you see in the movies, everybody, oh, when I was in high school, I didn't have that. The highlight of high school for me was football, but it wasn't even all that great. I was promised a bunch of things. I was lied to. My body was put at risk. I eventually snapped a muscle in my hip, and my football career ended. I played football since I was 4 years old, and it ended my junior year in high school. So when that escape was taken away from me, because I didn't care for school, my mother was a teacher, so I had to do well. She didn't expect anything less. But when that escape was taken away from me, it put me in a deep, dark state of depression. But out of that bloomed this beautiful me that you see today. My morals and perspective on life changed, and it was for the best. I needed it. So some things you'll realize after high school especially is how valuable time is. When you finally graduate high school, you just like, damn, like I'm done. Now you can go on to college and that just adds on, but that's like one of those moments in life where something happens and it really makes you look over life and reflect. It's almost like buying a first car, or, it's a step in life. It makes you look back and you be like, damn, time really flies. And then when you was in school, it's like, bro, school, summer, school, summer, school. School was so long, so boring, just drawn out, and then summer come and it's gone. When you out of school, it's just like January, November, January again. Everything just flies. Everything is just going by. Time is very valuable. It moves very fast, especially when you're not locked in a little box of the assembly line, like I like to call it, where they making you into a worker. You got 8-hour shifts. You take lunch in the middle of the day. The robotic assembly line. The robotic assembly line. That's what I like to call school. Because it just dumb people down, teach them how to be workers, and you just in there learning about stuff that you don't care about. So as I said, time is very valuable, and you got to take advantage of it. Even if you're watching this and you're still in school, take advantage of your time. But while you're outside of it, you just realize how much valuable time is, or at least I did. I'm going to speak for me for now on in this video. Now, for my next point, I wish y'all to prioritize my passions and my personal growth more. I did in a sense, and I'm not going to get all the way into that. But for example, when I quit football, I started working and I saved up as much money as possible. I didn't go out to parties. I didn't do none of that stuff my last year of high school. And I ended up saving up like $12,000 before I graduated. I was making $7.25 at a grocery store. So, I was pinching pennies like Mr. Krabs. But I did that. That made me feel better. I took care of my skin. I started eating cleaner. I felt better. I started working out more, like doing stuff that I like and tending to the areas of my body that were weak instead of just following the dumb strength and conditioning program my football program had. All those things, I just started to work on self my last year of high school, like at a high level. I wish I would have did that earlier. I wish I would have stuck to making my YouTube videos. I wish I would have stuck to creating content all the way throughout high school. Because I started way back in like 7th, 8th grade. But as I went through high school, I got away from my personal stuff. I wish I would have doubled down on that. But we don't live with regrets. You learn lessons, and you take that into life ahead of you. And you can pass it on to people like I'm doing right now, to your younger siblings or whoever. You can just pass on experience, and it helps people get through their life. It is very important to do what you love. A lot of times when we in school, we learning about stuff we don't like, or you work in jobs that you don't want to work. It does something to your mind. But when you take time and do the things that you love and work on the things that you like and do the activities that you enjoy, it just does something to your spirit, because that's what we're meant to do. We're not meant to be in bondage and enslavement and just being unhappy. We meant to thrive and just be electric. That's what we are, electrical beings. And we are meant to have fun and do things we like and be around people that we care about and love. School is not like that all the time. So while you're in school, do your work, do what you got to do to get through, but be working on something on the side that you love. whether it's a little business, whether it's artwork, or it could even be something at school as far as an activity. You know, some schools have welding or you got sports. Just find something that you love in school. Try not to be miserable, because it is miserable. You know what I'm saying? When you're in a place where you don't really want to be and you're taking in information that you don't really want. So just try to find those escapes and those outlets within school to help you get through school. Because not everybody loves school. School is not for everybody. School is not for anybody, if you ask me. But some people, they love to do things that may require school, like doctors and whatnot. But bottom line, do what you love. Now, on to another point. Especially when you get out of high school, or and when I say get out of high school, I mean the mindset. Because sometimes it takes us to leave high school to get out of high school. It took me to get hurt and to sit back and watch degeneracy to get out of high school in my mind. I'm just sitting back just wondering. For example, I was in class, you know, scripting out my future, and this girl told me, why are you so focused on your future? Like, you could be partying and doing all, and this is real story. Why are you so focused on your future? I said, why are you not? Like, take care of present. You live in the present, but prepare for the future. And you don't dibble-dabble in the past. You can learn from the past, but the reason why people are depressed is because they live in the past. The reason why people are anxious is because they live too far in the future. Live in the present. You tie up everything in the present so it doesn't blow away in the future. And if it blew away in the past, that's why you tie it up in the present. So I was asked that question. And that was one of those confirmations. I'm like, wow, like, people really have lost their mind. And inside of all that, you'll realize that the things that people chase and value in high school, most of the time it has no depth. It's very shallow. It's not very fulfilling. It's fulfilling to them at the point, or they're fooling themselves. And then when they finally get away from it and get out of high school, they realize all that stuff is a joke. Wanting to be class president, wanting to be Mr. FHS, you know what I'm saying? All these things, it don't really matter. Because the people that's at the top of the class, the most popular people, they off in college or in, you know what I'm saying, the middle of nowhere, and nobody know who they are. And I'm not saying it's always like that, but those things are important. Find out the real things that are important, the real things that are going to take you to the next step in life. Value those things and work on those things. Make decisions for your future self. Look at your past self as the old you, the present you is the current you, and the future self is the new you. You want to make decisions so that the present you and the past you and the future you can all get along. So if let's say I want to be able to do 50 push-ups, right? Let's say I get down today and I do 25 push-ups. And then the next week I do 30. And then the next week, so on and so forth, I get to 50. When I look back on my past, I will be able to shake the past self hand and be like, good job, bro. I appreciate you for starting it off for me. And then present self like, thank you, brother. You know what I'm saying? And then future self is like, look, bro, y'all keep doing what y'all doing. We're going to get to 100. But let's say I wanted to do that and I was like, you know what? I'm going to just do it next week. I'm going to just do it next week. And then a few weeks later, my present me is looking back like, bro, why didn't you start doing the push-ups? So my past self and my present self are having issues. That's when that depression, that regret, all those things that come along. And then the future me is like, bro, if y'all don't get it together, then I'm just gonna perish. Cause I can't live without y'all. So make decisions so the three U's, past, present, and future, can be in unison and agree with each other. You can transition that concept all over life and it will do you very well. So focus on the valuable things. Now, for the last point, and this all ties together, it's not really a point video, 1, 2, 3, and 4. All this stuff just combines with each other. But while you're in high school, man, when you have that sort of, it's a weird thing. Now, some schools are different, but for my case, it was like a time of freedom, but bondage. Like, I used to sit in class all day, look up cars, research stuff, sleep all day. And then when test day come, if I couldn't figure it out, if I didn't know it just from, you know what I'm saying, natural, just knowledge, I would cheat. I'm not gonna lie to you. And I started doing that my senior year when I escaped, because before that I would study and, you know what I'm saying, the night before the test, or study right before the test and then pass it, stuff like that. But my senior year, Man, I took advantage. I listened to music all day long, research all day long, worked on things that I love. I started making videos and looking at equipment and all those things. And like I said, I would sleep, and then I would do what I had to do to get through, at the end of the week. But basically what I'm telling you to do is obtain proper knowledge and experiences. We may not like school, but there's things you can do to help you learn valuable things or have great experiences. For example, you can look at the way people act and study psychology just by paying attention at school. The way you got the person sucking up to the teacher and they getting a better grade than everybody, or they always get the special treatment. Then you got the dude who sit back there and he quiet and everybody always wondering what he thinking. Then you got the dude who loud and always trying to make everybody laugh, but nobody take him serious. You realize hierarchies and the way things happen in the real world. You got the most popular kids, they usually have the most pull. If you get into a fight with the most popular kid, who you think probably gonna get out of trouble? Most popular kid. And it's not that he's popular, it's the status, which is kind of the same thing. But status is important in the real world. When it comes down to people making choices, they usually go with the person with more status because it's attractive, it's an attractive thing. So no matter what situation you're in, whether it's work, whether it's school, just anywhere in life, there's always something to learn. And if you carry on that mindset into any situation in life, I think you'll come out better than you would if you didn't, right? So I'm sitting here, man, I'm enjoying the beach. I'm not gonna ramble on anymore. I'm just reflecting on life at the high school and just things I learned and wish I learned and the whatnots. Right now I'm currently working at Sam's Club. One thing I learned in high school is that it's not in my nature to work for somebody and give my life away. So every day I go to Sam's Club, I don't want to be there. But I proceed with a mindset that I'm there for a bigger reason. I make the money I need, I save as much as possible so I can invest in myself and do what I want so one day I won't have to punch a clock for anybody. Because when you're working for somebody, you're helping them build their dreams. I never wanted to own a retail store. I used to work in a restaurant washing dishes. I never wanted to wash dishes in a restaurant. It was the money I was after, the principles, things I had to learn. I had to go into the rabbit hole so I can come out. I had to go into my cocoon so I can come out as a butterfly. But there's always a bigger goal in mind. One day I won't have to work there anymore. I'm gonna go there though, every day, make my money, save my money, meet people, network, and then one day I'll be able to tell them, sayonara, man. I got my own thing going. I hope y'all learned something from that, man. I love to ramble, as you can probably see. But like I said, I hope you learned something from that. If you stayed to the end, I appreciate it. Like this video, man. Subscribe to the channel. And peace and love always. Y'all take care. I'm out of here.